comes to costume constructors, your satisfaction is our guarantee. You need a cutter and a draper.
The cutter is essentially breaking down a garment to separate sections of fabric. When doing so, these segments are pieced together after a bit of sewing and cutting to eventually form the final look and shape of said garment. The cutter is basically trying to solve a puzzle piece by piece until they have achieved the final result. Then we have the draper, who takes what the cutter has done to a whole nother level. They work off a 3D model that is being built on a mannequin or a stand-in and built what is considered to be a rough draft of that garment. Think of it this way. The draper is like a sculptor with marble, chiseling away until they've reached the desired final product. But in this case, it's with fabrics, creasing, pinning, splicing, until there's a rendering of made for that perfect fit. Remember this, the cutter is the master of patterns, and the draper is the draping specialist. So call now.
Our first hand will take your pattern pieces from the cutter or draper and cut the pieces out of the real fabric to prepare for assembly. Our stitchers assemble the final garment. Stitchers use our state-of-the-art motorized sewing machines to achieve big, straight seams. They will hand sew any fine and special details into place. Our stitchers are also here for any alterations you may need done to your pieces. Please do not bring in rented pieces for alteration, as we cannot alter it without proof of a specific rental agreement.
During your costume fitting, you will be able to try on your custom-made costume throughout its stages of being built, from the time it is in the early phase of being a mock-up to the final fitting when you will wear your costume with all of the added accessories such as wigs and shoes.
There would be no costumes without all the different types of fabrics and tools that are used in the costume shop. Natural and synthetic fibers are used to make the fabrics that are used. Natural fibers are made from materials like wool and cotton and are more durable, but tend to be more expensive. Synthetic fibers like polyester and spandex are used to create fabrics that are easier to maintain but harder to dye. A major pro when it comes to synthetic fabrics is that they can be manipulated to mimic natural ones. There's a long list of tools that are used in the costume shop. For example, you have the hip curve tool that is used for draping, dress forms, tools that are used to maintain the look of costumes, such as steam presses or iron, art materials that are used to create sketches or to draw on costume fabrics, sewing tools like seam rippers and fabric shears, cutting mats, and of course the sewing machine.
Our costume designers want you to be fully immersed into the role of your next character. Through augmentation, your costume will be dyed, distressed, or painted. This little extra step creates an authentic costume for your character, fully immersing you into the role.
Today we give you the pros for costume safety. Costume safety is extremely important for shows and rehearsals. Making sure your costume is tight and secure is step number one for success. Making sure your costume is tight in all the way or fastened. Make sure you stop by the UCF Theater for all your costumes and desires. Costumes are going for $25, so get them while supplies last.